Manchester United, Southampton this weekend. Away game for Manchester United. Been so horseshit at home, so hopefully we can get back to winning ways in the Premier League away from home this time. Only 2 goals in our last 3 games, 1 being a penalty, just not good enough for Manchester United. But the only positive really you can take from the last 2 games is that we've kept clean sheets in both of them. So if we can get that medium right of scoring goals, because we've scored the odd in games where we've been horseshit, and we have dug results out of the bag. We've been winning like 2-1, stuff like that, and 3-2 against Newcastle and stuff. If we could stop letting the silly goals in that we have been, and then get them goals scoring again, then we might start to improve our form. But, well, we've got to improve our form. It's just essential that Manchester United do now. We've almost got a clean sweep for the end of the year, with only that Valencia game, which I believe Manchester United should just fuck off, concentrate on the league, and not worry about anything else to come. FA Cup comes in January, so just don't worry about the Champions League. Just concentrate all on the league. Rest everyone for that game. Just concentrate, go full bent on this run for the Premier League, and try to get as close to the top 4 as we can before the end of the year, because it's going to be difficult to even get in the Champions League spots this year now. I can't see us doing it at all. I think that we've had it, but you do never know. Things could turn around in football. It's a funny old game, and we've just got to stick ourselves in that race. So Manchester United are going to make wholesale changes, I believe, for this game. We cannot play that same team that we did against Young Boys. Just not good enough. Really, really poor team selection with Jose Mourinho. I think it really didn't help Manchester United, though I do kind of agree with him in his press conference today that he did say that we could have been 2-0 up in the first 10-15 minutes. Maybe we could have been Rashford missing a good chance through. And he said obviously it would have been a different game then. Yes, it would have been, but still Manchester United played really poorly in this game. And I know fine margins can change games, because we've seen in the past big hammerings, and one team's missed a good chance and the other team's then swatted the other team aside. But Manchester United was so poor in that game. They were so poor against Crystal Palace, and we've been so poor all season. And I'm sorry, but the team selection just isn't been up to standard. He just doesn't know what his best team is. And that is such a conundrum for Jose Mourinho, considering this is his 3rd season at Manchester United and still doesn't know his best team. You look back to his Chelsea days and you just knew what starting lineup he was going to play every week, and his team knew what they were going to do every week, and they got the job done. And this Manchester United team just don't know what they're doing at all, and it just pains me to say. And putting Matic and Fellaini in midfield is just too slow. We've got to change that this weekend. So what sort of team is he going to go for in this game? Well, he's hinted that Diogo Dalot could potentially play in this game. Hopefully he can start this game, because we cannot be playing Ashley Young or Valencia at right back. So Dalot there. It's probably going to be the two clowns in defence, Jones and Smalling. It just worries me every time I see them two play together on the pitch. I thought we'd never see that this season again. And Luke Shaw at left back. Then midfield, it's going to be Matic in midfield with Pogba, and hopefully it'll be Fred in there as well. And then, Fred didn't do too bad in the game the other night, but he did get taken off, so he probably won't play, but I think he should get another chance in this game, but will probably be on the bench. It'll probably be Fellaini in there again, which is just going to be a disaster for Manchester United, starting Fellaini again in this game. Then the forward line is going to be interesting to see. He's probably going to bring Lukaku back into the fold, and I wouldn't be too against that, to be honest, because he's got to find his form at some point, and he will hopefully score some goals sooner or later. He hasn't scored a goal at Old Trafford for a very long time, but away from home he has scored goals, but he's just been on a bleak spell recently. But he will come back. He's not going to not score again, so I would start him up front. Marshall and Rashford for me out in the wide areas. And that team on paper, if we put that team out, that would be good enough for me to beat this Southampton team. No disrespect to them, they're not performing very well this season. Mark Hughes is also on the verge of the sack, as well as he's the favourite to get the sack, with Jose Mourinho being the second favourite. So the pressure is on both these two managers to get a result in this game. Southampton, the pressure would probably be eased if they did draw this game, but for Manchester United, the pressure will be heaped so much on Jose Mourinho if this is a draw or a defeat in this game, because we will be absolutely miles off the top 4. It would be almost impossible to make the top 4, because the others aren't really dropping too many points, and we'd have to go on about a 10-12 winning game streak to even get close to them teams, because they're going to be sort of 10-12 points clear before you know it, in the race for the top four, and that'll be just too much for me. So we've got to be winning this game. I think Manchester United, I'm going to put my neck on the line in this one and say Manchester United will win this game. I think if Manchester United can get the likes of Martial back in form, because the last 2 or 3 games he hasn't been as good as he was in the previous few games. If he can get more consistent, because he's had that little burst of spell where he's been good, but he's got to be doing that regularly all season. He can't be just doing that in little spurts, because Manchester United haven't really got anyone else that's carrying the can for Manchester United at the moment. Paul Pogba also needs to be more consistent. Can't have 1 week where he's 9 out of 10 and the next week he's 5 or 6 out of 10. We've got to be seeing a 9 out of 10 from Pogba, and then a few 7 or 8s out of 10. We can't be having any 4s, 5s and that from Pogba, because that is costing Manchester United. When a lot of other players are below par, and then Pogba's below par, then you've got Lukaku below par and Rashford's been below par, it's not helping the team at all. Anyway, I'm just hoping Manchester United can get the job done. As I say, I'm going to go for Manchester United winning this 1-0, and I would actually be delighted if Manchester United could get a 1-0, because it would stop the rot of the goals being let in, because that would be 3 clean sheets in a row for Manchester United, which would be fantastic, to be honest, considering how many goals we've let in of late. I know we haven't played anyone recently, only Crystal Palace and young boys. No disrespect to them, but if we could get a 3rd clean sheet in a row, that would be great. Because I mean, it's the cornerstone of success. If Manchester United can keep boosting up these clean sheets, then we've got the players in the attack to do damage. I mean, even if it's only a moment of brilliance, we've seen it over the last few months with Juan Mata scoring some free kicks, and obviously even Fellaini coming off the bench. He probably will start tomorrow, but oofing the ball long to him in the latter stage of the game. We've got options that can do something and maybe create a moment and score a goal. So if we keep it tight at the back, we've always got that chance that we're gonna win some games of football, because although we haven't scored the goals that the other top teams have scored, we've still scored. Besides the top five teams in the Premier League, we've scored almost as most as any of pretty much the other teams around us. So if Manchester United could just maybe up the goals a tiny bit and then keep them out at the other end, like we have done the last 2 games, then I'm sure Manchester United will start to gradually climb the table. I mean, we're not going to go and not let goals in for a large period of the time, because the defence just isn't good enough. But if we could just contain the goals back a bit till January, and hopefully look to strengthen in the defensive areas in that centre half position, then Manchester United might be able to still at least challenge for that top 4, because we don't want it to be where come sort of February it fizzles out and we've just got nothing in the league to play for at all, because it's going to be a bleak end to the season. So hopefully Manchester United can get the job done in this one, move forward to the next one, because the next one is Arsenal, and that's going to be difficult to win, and I can't see us getting a win in that one. So we've really got to get the 3 points tomorrow. Like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I'll talk to you all again soon. See ya.